Well, on an 83-degree day on a wonderful Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the temperature inside the Raising Cane's River Center certainly should rise as well as the 2017 USBC Queens rolls on. Part two, essentially, of match play with the matches on the right side of the bracket. Again, matches on the right side of the bracket, if you are scoring at home, is what you are viewing now and can continue to watch via live scoring, of course, online. Hello, everyone, again, along with Aaron Smith and Jason Thomas. My name is Emil Williams Jr. Again, welcome to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and welcome to the 2017 USBC Queens. Featured matches for this particular portion of the round include Shannon Pluhowski taking on New Way Finn. Juliana Franco taking on Buttigieg Poplar on 29 and 30. Other matches as we move to our right, Caitlin Zwiefelhofer, who bowled very well yesterday and throughout qualifying, taking on Diana Zavialova. Joey Yo and Daria Payom. Over on 33 and 34, Leanne Holsenberg, USBC Hall of Famer, and taking on Amanda Green. Shayna Ung doing battle with Kayla Johnson, and Daria Kovalova taking on Hall of Famer Carolyn Doran Ballard. As we move toward the low end of the building, Sherry Tan and Nicole Bauer. Just a pair to our left. Josie Ernest Barnes taking on Missy Klug. Perhaps what might be the match of the day, or the morning at least. Kelly Kulik and Rocio Restrepo. We'll talk more about how that match was brought about here in just a second. Caitlin Simpson and Brittany Smith. Daphne Tan taking on Christina Zerbinski. Amanda Fry and Sandra Gongora. Julia Bond and Erin McCarthy. That's a matchup of the reigning U.S. Amateur Champion and the 2017 Team USA Trials Champion. So a lot of Team USA involved in that one. Defending USBC Queens Champion Bernice Lim taking on Alicia Current, and Karen Marcano of Venezuela taking on Jackie Carbonetto. Now, those are your matches. Again, check out the bracket if you have not seen it. Bowl.com/Queens and PWBA.com/live. Big thanks again to everyone joining us. You have watched qualifying the last 3 days. And now, of course, the second half of round one of match play. After this round, the schedule will continue at 1:30 p.m. All winners. So the winners from our 9 a.m. matches and the winners, of course, from this 11:30 block will then compete at 1:30. Once that is over, we will then re-oil the lanes. There'll be a break, of course, and then the contenders matches will ensue at 4 p.m. First round contenders matches for those who lost their early matches this morning and those who will fall into the contenders bracket here in this particular block will then bowl at 4 p.m. The winners of those matches will continue on at 6. So we'll have 16 eliminated bowlers at 4. After that 4 o'clock round, 16 more will be eliminated at 6 p.m. this evening. Please follow us on social media. If you have not, of course, at USBC, the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, along with that PWBA Tour. Find the PWBA Tour on Facebook. Same handle on Twitter, at PWBA Tour, as well as Instagram, at USBC on Twitter. Congratulations to Liz Johnson, again, who shot 300 en route to a first-round victory versus Verity Crawley of England. 756 to 711, shot 300 in game number 2. Aaron and I talked a little bit about, of course, the Queens and the way things work in 3-game total pinfall matches. You can find yourself in a 560 to 550 match. You can find yourself in a 750 to 711 match. Unfortunately, of course, for Verity Crawley, wrong place, wrong opponent at the wrong time. 7-11 will generally get you a victory, but sometimes it won't, and that's basically how sometimes the Queens works. It's part of the tournament, part of what makes it exciting and frustrating, all at the same time. Not the easiest event to win, certainly. And basically by what I just described. So for those who have won it, it's very similar but different, obviously, than the U.S. Women's Open from a format perspective. U.S. Women's Open, grueling, a grind, and demanding condition. Continue to add the demanding condition part to the Queens, but the format is different. It presents its own challenges, and that's why it's a major. And major champions are generally made up of a lot of mental, physical ability, but staying in the moment, staying key, don't get distracted. Take the breaks when you get them. And even when they don't come to you, the breaks, know how to be courteous and shake the opponent's hand. Run through the early round winners. Really good match here so far. The one that we would expect with Puhalski taking on New Wei Finn. The Wei, of course, from Singapore. Dynamite season on the PWBA Tour in 2016. Rookie of the Year on the Smithfield PWBA Tour Championships. She is a major winner, competing in only 6 total events, 5 standard. Or 5 regular season events, I beg your pardon. Juliana Franco and Birgit Poplar, Colombia versus Germany on 29 and 30. Birgit, who struggled maybe a little bit early in qualifying, had an opportunity as the blocks went on to get a little bit more comfortable. And found herself, of course, in the cut. And that's all you have to do, again, as we talked about during the week. You just got to make it. Jackie Carbonetto bowled last week at Fountain Valley. That was her first event. Good warm-up practice, essentially. Going right into the queens and finds herself in the top 64. She is bowling Karen Marcano down on 9 and 10. Fresh oil for these competitors. The lanes were redressed, stripped and redressed during the break. .41-foot pattern, 27.78 milliliters of oil. Poplar 10-pin and the 6 frame. Kulhowski now up on 27. Started with the front 4 and 3 consecutive spares. And a spare, or excuse me, 7-pin and the 8 frame. Poplar is clean now through 6. Could we see a player without the quote-unquote credentials make a run through to TV? Could we see someone come from the contenders bracket where you literally give blood, sweat, and tears to get through that, to make the bracket? Can Bernice Lim defend her queen's title?
These are a lot of questions I'm looking forward to finding the answer out to.
They're good questions, right?
They are. Quality questions from a quality dude. EWJ.
Wow. You must going to ask for some type of favor later. Might need me to read or do something.
I'm sure I'll figure some way to cash that in. Scoring pace a little bit slower here out of the gates compared to what we saw when the left side of the bracket hit the lanes. They were firing away. Definitely some nice games out there, but we're not seeing any of the 240 to 250, even 230 to 220 matches going on at the moment. 27-28, one of the probably more consistent high-scoring matches. New Wave Fen can get to 223 still. 234 for Shannon Pluhowski. Bit of a barn burner over on 39 and 40. Dasha Kovalova and Carolyn Dorn-Ballard. Kovalova can throw a strike on her fill ball to get to 232. CDB, the HOF. 233 with all three in the 10th. Kapow.
How you like me now? Kapow.
Back-to-back opens for Birgit. Two splits, both running through the nose. Just gonna have a chat with Brian O'Keefe. Gonna be like, yo Deep, what's up? What's happening here? Franco can take the advantage. One early open. He's added a double since then. Her 8th frame coming up in a moment. 234 for Pluhowski. Oh. Big 10 for Franco in the 8th frame. It's going to be an 11-pin match. Franco with the advantage heading into the final 2 frames. First matchup into game 2, Kovalova and Dorn-Ballard. Dasha up at 232 to 211. Gonna be in game 2 shortly here. 27-28, 234 to 187. Pluhowski with the advantage. New Wave Fen washout in the 10th, unable to convert. And nearly another pocket split for Franco. It's a 10 out late, just a 7-pin left standing. Nicole Bauer, 234 to 191 advantage over Sherry Tan. That's on 25 and 6. Don't forget, if we don't have your match, follow live scoring. You can find that link at pwba.com or bowl.com. Banners right when you get to the home page. Click on them. They'll take you to cool things. You'll be happy. You may even thank us later.
Klaus's got a pretty good look here so far. On the left side. Good count will put Diana Z into the 230s.
The battle of the Z's. Let's see. Getting pretty close to having everyone in game 2. Kayla Johnson, 172. Shayna Ung, 170, over on 37 and 38. Leanne Holsenberg, 180. Amanda Green, 172. Daria Payuk at 245. Joey Yo, 183. Diana Z at 231. Katie Zwievelhofer, 211. Kelly Kulik, 198. Orosio Restrepo, 190. Brittany Smith, 224. Caitlin Simpson, 201. Christina Zerbinski, 215. Daphne Tan, 181. Sandra Gongora, 210. Amanda Fry, 191. Julia Bond, 233. Erin McCarthy, 185. And Alicia Current, 5-pin advantage, 230 to 225. Ahead of Bernice Lim. Jackie Carbonetto is going to hold the advantage over Karen Marcano. Just waiting for final score. Barn burner in progress. Missy Klug and Josie Ernest Barnes. Not the high scoring affair we thought it would be, but close nonetheless. Klug will have a slight advantage, 172. Josie has a 10-pin to pick up. That would put her at 168. Carbonetto 204, Marcano 151, 172, 167. Klug over Ernest Barnes, and Franco 186. You're good. Poplar 168 here on Bull TV on Extra Frame.
Wow.
That 9-pin did interesting things, but
did like a shuffle.
It did. It slid for a second. Said, I want to stand, but I respect your game, so let's make it 3 out of 4. Just fun to watch. I mean, just such a fantastic shot maker.
For a very long time.
For a very long time.
Shannon is a player who's been doing it for so long that, you know, you forget she's still in like the early 30s.
That's a pretty crazy part. She's been on Team USA for probably half her life now. This year was number, double checking, I want to say 17. Yep, year 17. First made the team in 2001. That was even before you were in college, Guy. Before you claimed a national title.
What year was it?
2001 was her first year on Team USA.
Yeah, I was a junior in high school. Just learning how to, or really realizing that I could be decent at the game. Has there been anyone who been on the team for 20 plus years?
I don't believe so. Take a quick look at the list of past members, but for many years there in the 70s, 80s, it was more of a,
that was different.
Yeah, definitely
process.
Different than what it was today. So a lot of folks got to compete and represent the United States based off of performances, not necessarily something like team trials, but a solid performance at the USBC Open Championships would get you a chance to represent. But certainly some folks who have spent a lot of time on Team USA over the years. You look at Chris and Linda Barnes. Obviously, if the professional rules changed in 2008, or for 2008, I should say. Pierre nearly left the 7-10 to kick off game 2, and there it is in the third frame on that left lane. It's kind of interesting how that period of time worked for Shannon. Unfortunately, when the PWBA closed its doors in 2003, that was just at the end of her collegiate tenure at Nebraska. So she never had the opportunity to turn professional, if you will. She never elected to get a card on the PBA tour like some of the ladies did after that. Missy Parkin, Liz Johnson, Kelly Kulik. So that gave her the opportunity to remain as an amateur and have an unprecedented run. Representing her country. Well, I attempted to explain all that. She struck a few more times. I assume they look like all the other ones. So I was going through the list. Settling into game 2 of 3. Total pinfall determines who advances and who goes to the elimination bracket. Rocio Restrepo over on 21 and 22. 6 consecutive strikes to start her match against Kelly Kulik. Really the only big string of strikes so far here in the early going. I think you made a great comparison in that match before we started, since we are in the bracket play, talking a little bit about the NCAA bracket. I'll let you go ahead with that since you did it so well earlier.
Well, it's of all the matches, of course, in the opening round. You know, there were a couple earlier at 9, but the Kelly Rocio match with Kelly bowling as well as she did, and then Rocio, unfortunately, struggling the way she did towards the end of the final qualifying block, essentially thrust us into the situation that we have now, where Kelly is the number 2 seed overall, in Restrepo, of course, tied for that 63rd spot, and then by virtue of having the highest qualifying block over Jennifer King, she was awarded the 63rd spot. That's how the tiebreaker works in that situation. So Restrepo, of course, a real-life Wichita State Shocker alum, but in basketball terms, she is taking on the role of the Wichita State basketball team in a sense. It's a little different, but just from someone who would be considered underseeded in this situation, although, again, struggling a little bit yesterday in qualifying. I mean, struggling to the point of she had to double, and I don't remember, Aaron, was it 8 or 9 on the fill?
9 on the fill.
She got 9 to remain or get to plus 21, or I should say only go or drop to plus 21. Anything less than that, and I think 8 to tie, or 8 to tie, and then anything else would have been on the outside. And so, from a sports perspective, it's it's fun to watch. It's a great matchup, but it's a matchup that you wouldn't expect to see in a first round type of setting. Maybe closer, obviously, to the end of a tournament or something along those lines, later in the winners bracket or whatever it is, but just not in the first round. But that's just what we have. It is what it is, right? Kelly bowled well, but every competitor here is tough. But I mean, I don't think anyone wants to face Rocio Restrepo in the first round of the Queens.
No, that's And we talked about that throughout qualifying, and there's obviously new tournament. I've said it all week. Once you get to match play, pins drop. It's just you against your opponent. What it is, what it is. So no gimmies, but yeah, that's a rough reward for finishing second and averaging nearly 250 your final block.
Yeah, that's some bad luck. That's just, I mean, that's just bad luck. And Rosillo's got the front 8.
Kelly left a pocket 710 in the 7th. She is up in frame 8 now. So we'll see if Rosillo gets 9. We'll see about getting one of the cameras ready.
No matter what, though, whoever loses this match obviously will have a long way to go in the contenders bracket. But either one could make it happen.
Absolutely.
You're looking at 6 or 7 matches from the contenders bracket. To get close. And then if you're in the contenders bracket, there's that 4-player match which is the final match of the event. And that determines seeds 3, 4, and 5 on TV. It's a 4-person match, same format, 3 games, highest total pinfall. And the person who finishes 4th essentially in that will finish 6th in the tournament and miss TV. Take a quick look at Rosillo, 9th frame. All right, 9 in a row for Restrepo. Back over to Puhalski. Puhalski with 7 in a row. Looking at 279 potentially. Jess tips the 7, and she is in the 270s. So looking pretty comfortable versus Way. First shot in the 10th for Rosillo. And 2-4-8-10 it looks like. So the string comes to an end. It will take you back to Puhalski. Final shot of her 10th frame, game number 2. All right, 278 for Shannon. All right, Puhalski has turned the corner with 5-12. That's not too bad. Might get you a win. Open frame for Restrepo. She finishes with 264. So front 9 open in the 10th. Here to get popular with 3 in a row. Pretty little close match here with Juliana Franco. both with 3-baggers. Franco with the advantage overall, the advantage still in the game. Amanda Fry with 434. Sandra Gongora strikes in the first shot of on the first shot of the 10th, excuse me. So she's got 5 in a row, and that one's going to be pretty close when we turn the corner as well. Julia Bond and Erin McCarthy. Bond shot 233 in game 1. Erin McCarthy shot 185. McCarthy on a double as she heads to the 10th frame. Julia Bond already really in the 2-0s. The first really Erin shot there for Pluhowski to open up things here in game number 3.
With a 131 pin advantage, that's okay. Now she's just showing off.
Nothing but a shot for a shoot.
Gongora did punch out, it appeared. Yep, so pair 243s on 15 and 16. Gongora 453 and 434 in the match. Payuk 501 after 2. She's going to have a sizable lead over Joey Yo.
Alski just making copies so far in this match. Talk about old breakout stars and stuff, but you know, someone that we looking for that breakout type performance. She did make a TV show last year. In fact, made the opening events television show. Sandra Gongora, saw her strike out and has the early lead, or I should say the lead as they head to game 3 in the match versus Amanda Fry. Got 19 pins. Still, just we certainly expect Sandra to break out in that way and win a couple titles at some point, and I still think she will certainly do that. And an event like this could really set the train in motion for continued success. She's been working hard. She's missed match play 2 weeks ago. See if she can make a run through the bracket here. Juliana Franco. Very nice finish. 245. So get to plus 31 after 2 games. Poplar, meanwhile, on a 4-bagger of her own. .222 max for Birgit. She grabs the first one and the 10th. Weefolhofer, 9 spare in the 10th frame. She'll have a fill to go. 184 max for her. 189 for Diana
Some other matches now into game 3. Julia Bond, 448 to 385 ahead of Erin McCarthy. I mentioned Gongora and Amanda Fry, 453 to 434. Christina Zerbinski and Daphne Tan pretty close, 407 to 402. Same can be said for Caitlin Simpson and Brittany Smith at 427 to 421. Restrepo and Kulik, 454 to 410. Rocio with the advantage. Nicole Bauer, 430. Sherry Tan, 393. 501 to 366. Daria Payuk ahead of Joey Yo. Amanda Green, 410 ahead of the Hall of Famer Leanne Holsenberg, 378. Dasha Kovalova up 49 against Carolyn Doran-Ballard, 439 to 390. Shayna Ung, 387. Kayla Johnson, 355. Jackie Carbonetto is going to increase her lead ahead of Karen Marcano. That game's still wrapping up. Only other match still in game 2. Josie Ernest Barnes and Missy Klug. Now it's going to start getting exciting. Game 3, matches are kind of taking shape now.
Indeed.
Diana Z, 420. Katie Zwiefelhofer, 395. Battle of the Z's. They were announcing matches, which they did before. They introduced all the competitors. If they were to do those alphabetically, that might be the first time Diana ever got introduced first.
How about?
It's the small things sometimes.
First round winners from the left side of the bracket that took place at 9 a.m. Just recapping for you, Jennifer King defeated top seed Lindsey Boomershine, 721 to 652. Karen Boyd defeated Holly Ann Hansen, 647 to 524. So Jen King and Karen Boyd will bowl at 1:30. Melissa Van Dyke continues her good bowling here in Baton Rouge. Defeated Summer Jasmine to move on. She will face Danielle McEwen, who defeated Jazriel Tan, 744 to 666. Jamie Martin defeated Brooke Bauer, 616 to 594. You saw that one on our featured pair. Essentially struck out to shut out Brooke Bauer in that matchup. Jody Wessner was on the low side of the building and defeated Ashley Galante. So Jamie Martin and Jody Wessner will do battle. They'll be on 39 and 40. Deandra Asbeatty defeated Taylor Boltice. She will take on Marissa Thomas, who defeated Hall of Famer Tish Johnson. You saw that match on our featured pair this morning as well. Bowl TV on Extra Frame. So Asbeatty and Thomas will meet at 1:30. Liz Colkin defeated Emily Peterson. She will take on Jessica Malott, who defeated Ashley Rucker. Shannon Sellens defeated Anita Arnett. Sellens will take on Liz Johnson, two-time reigning PWBA Player of the Year, and has won this event a couple of times as well, as Liz defeated Verity Crawley, 756 to 711. Clara Guerrero defeated Sydney Brummett. Former Shocker versus current Shocker. of Wichita State in that match. So Clara will take on Shannon O'Keefe. A very good second round matchup. Shannon defeated Danielle Vandermeer. And then finally, Stephanie Schwartz defeated Jasmine Snell. She will take on Missy Parkin, fellow teammate on Team USA. And Parkin double late to defeat Almi Guerra in their first round matchup. So Schwartz versus Parkin. And I believe that one will be on our featured pair. Or one of them at least. Who will bowl it on our other featured pair will be the winner of the Josie Ernest Barnes Missy Klug match and the Daphne Tan Christina Zerbinski match.
Josie Ernest Barnes 373, Missy Klug 357. Let's see, Daphne and Christina pretty close as they hit the halfway point of game 5. Well, that might have been trouble in frame 5 for Daphne. Did she get the, did not get the 10 out, 210. She is looking for 4 out of 5 strikes. Zerbinski already in the books with 4 out of 5 and held a 5-pin advantage. Restrepo match, 44 pins. Kelly just delivered her first double. Her max score at the moment, 270. Rocio's 268. Obviously a long way to go there. Brittany Smith with the front 5. But the split in frame 6. Like everybody's right around the 5th, 6th frame. A few pairs are a little bit slower, but trying to get there. Some matches a little more in the book. Just getting closer to final score. Champ Luhowski is going to advance. It's New Wave Fen. So we get a few more frames in. Daria Payuk on cruise control against Joey Yeo. Amanda Fry, however, making her move against Sandra Gongora. Was down by 19 heading into game 3. Started with an open, has rivaled off the last 6. Gongora had an open in the second, followed that with 3 in a row. And has a split to shoot at in the 7th frame. Looks like a 2-8-10 from here. She takes the 2. Kovalova up 49 against Carolyn Dorn-Ballard and keeping the pressure on CDB. Carolyn bowling well this game, so has 250s out there. But Kovalova strike, spare, next 4. Franco 3 in a row. It's looking good out there. 41 pin advantage heading into game 3. Rocio 4 spares in a row. Kelly 3 strikes in a row. She'll be stepping up in her 7th frame, looking to make it 4. Just a moment over on 21 and 22. Don't forget, live scoring available. It does cool things. You should watch it. Nice cover by Way. There's no penguins on her shirt today. Going with a different look. Unfortunately, will be a long road. The elimination bracket if she wants to match last year's performance. Finished tied for 7th. Erin McCarthy looking to keep Julia Bond honest here in the final game. Julia up 448 to 385, but McCarthy working on 4 in a row after a spare in the 2nd frame. 280 max. Husky did the work in the first 2. So our ball reaction changed a little bit here in game 3, but plenty of striking already in the books. Brigette, all she can do is keep throwing strikes up there and hope for some help. But that 41 pin deficit has increased. It's nearly disaster there, but if Juliana keeps doing what she's doing, going to advance to the next round.
wanted to say hello to Troy Fisher from SoCal checking in. Feel free to drop us a hello, folks. Always like to give you that option if you can in our Live Now posts. Let's take a look at Restrepo. Much needed. And a pretty good shot there in the 9th frame. Kulik struck in the 9th. We'll take you there. After the Juliana Franco shot. Wraps a 10. Here's Kulik. Kulik can max at 249, Restrepo at 245. More than 4 pins difference there for Kulik. Puchalski defeats New Finn officially 729 to 559. Juliana Franco still throwing strikes. Well, she wrapped a 10 in frame number 8 as she is clean. The 41 pin advantage over Birgit Poplar. A strike here in the 9th for Franco would all but do it. Brittany Smith, meanwhile, was trailing Caitlin Simpson by 6 pins as we watch Kulik's final shot in the 10th. 659 for Kelly. Brittany Smith shot 262. Rocio will need here. It's a good count, but she will take her time. While we do that, we'll take a look at Birgit Poplar back on our featured pair. That shot there from Birgit. Now back to Restrepo. Restrepo strikes, first shot in the 10th. After what could have been disaster last night, flirting with disaster literally. The dubious task and a tough matchup versus Kelly Kulik for both, really. So Rocio's locked this one up. We'll give you one more shot. Meanwhile, 4-7 for Birgit Poplar. Big 4. But all is well for Restrepo. Got a good match brewing here. Josie Ernest Barnes and Missy Klug. Wow. Good shot there from Poplar. And that's how this will end for her. 594. Did not throw it bad at all. Juliana Franco a little bit better in this matchup. Sherry Tan finishes with 226 or 619. Nicole Bauer can shoot 208. So this one not over completely. There it is. So Nicole Bauer just saw it. She just walked that one out. On over to Missy Klug here. So Klug on 3 in a row. And trouble. 210 for Klug. One more for good measure for Bauer, and she is on to the next round. Now Missy Klug, 210 attempt. And gets one. Now back score of 216 for Klug. Best she can do here is shoot 573. Big shot there in the 10th. Daria Kovalova defeated Carolyn Doran-Ballard 708 to 616. Shayna Ung just sneaks by Kayla Johnson, who needed a strike on the first shot in the 10th. Oh, Ung defeats Kayla Johnson 586 to 581. Amanda Green defeated Leanne Holsenberg 623 to 560. Only match going in our vicinity right now is this one. Klug, second shot. That one is high, 3-6-10. Klug from the Villages, Florida. The spare will give her 206. And Josie Ernest now will just need good count to advance here in the winner's bracket. All right, Klug in the books at 563. Diana Z finishes up. She defeats Caitlin Zwiefelhofer 633 to 592. Daria Payuk defeated Joey Yo 698 to 602. Here is Josie Ernest Barnes, newly married. First shot in the 10th. Bang. And Josie will move on in the winner's bracket. Other finals, Brittany Smith 683, Caitlin Simpson 627. Again, Rocio Restrepo 683, Kelly Kulik 659. And of course the most difficult first round matchup, I think, when you look at your bracket. 256 on the end for Amanda Fry to get by Sandra Gungor, 690, 651. Ernest, another one. Julia Bond defeats Erin McCarthy, a U.S. Amateur champion. Defeats the Team USA Trials champion, 675 to 622. Alicia Current defeated the defending Queens champion, Bernice Lim, 626 to 586. So the road to defending the title now that much tougher for Bernice. And Jackie Carbonetto, 601. Karen Marcano, 535. Ernest to close it out. 3 just like it. 603 to 563. Josie Ernest Barnes defeats Missy Klug. Again, Pluhowski defeating New Way Finn. Nicole Bauer defeating Sherry Tan, 637 to 619. And I believe we have gone through each one. Of course, Juliana Franco defeated Birgit Poplar, 669 to 594. Well, there you have it, folks. So that is what just took place here at round number 1. Again, our schedule just completed. Our 11:30 matches on the right side of the bracket. So at 1:30 p.m., again at 1:30 p.m. Central, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, the winners, all of the winners from left and right side of the bracket will then bowl, of course. So we will not be closing the stream down or ending things here. We will just leave it live and take a little break. So go grab yourself a snack, perhaps some Sunday afternoon lunch. Come on back. If you are in transit somewhere and you've got the app going, we appreciate it. So hang tight. Again, 1:30 Central, 2:30 Eastern. All winners will be back in a moment. So we'll take a momentary break, and we'll have more bowling for you. You're watching the 2017 USBC Queens live. This is Bowl TV on Extra Frame. All right, folks, if you have your brackets out, find, of course, the winners from both rounds if you've been following along, and that is where we are at the 2017 USBC Queens, live from the Raising Cane's River Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, home of the LSU Tigers and the Southern University Jaguars here in Baton Rouge. Emil Williams Jr. with Aaron Smith and Jason Thomas. '27 and 28, Josie Ernest Barnes will take on Christina Zerbinski. On 29 and 30, Missy Parkin will take on Stephanie Schwartz. Those are on our featured pairs. Good shot to open things up. 7-pin for Zerbinski as Josie Ernest Barnes struck in the first frame. To our left, Brittany Smith and Rocio Restrepo, who defeated Kelly Kulick. Could end up being the story if Rocio continues to or makes a deep run in the tournament. The fact that she almost missed the cut, then has to bowl Kelly Kulick, of course, which wasn't good for either party. And so if she continues her run, could be part of her storyline. It could be part of Kelly's if she makes the run, of course, now from the contenders bracket. Other matches include Karen Boyd versus Jennifer King at 23 and 24. Jennifer King and Rocio Restrepo tied for 63rd, and now both won their first round matches and now on to round 2. Danielle McEwen and Melissa Van Dyke. Melissa has bowled very well here in this event, won her first round match, had some success again last week at the USBC Women's Championships, and that continues to roll on here at the Queens. Shayna Ung taking on Amanda Green on 19 and 20. Dasha Kovalova taking on Daria Payuk. Truly an international matchup there. Kovalova representing the Ukraine, Payuk representing Poland. Liz Johnson taking on Shannon Sellens. Liz shot 300 this morning en route to defeating Verity Crawley. She shot 300 game 2, ultimately won 756 to 711. Jackie Carbonetto taking on Diana Z. Juliana Franco and Alicia Curran on 9 and 10. From 31 on, Liz Colkin taking on Jessica Malott, 31 and 32. Amanda Fry and Nicole Bauer on 33 and 34. Shannon Pluhowski and Julia Bond. It's a good matchup there. On 35 and 36, Deandra Asbeatty and Marissa Thomas. And Jamie Martin taking on Jody Wessner. And live scoring is available. I encourage you to follow along there along with the extra frame, of course. You can find that at bowl.com/Queens or pwba.com/live. You can also find the bracket there, of course. And if you'd like to check in or check out the qualifying results, you can do that as well. You can also check out the lane condition. It's a 41-foot pattern, although this is not a fresh pattern. Burn Schwad here at 130. After this round of matches, competition will conclude momentarily. We'll have a fresh re-oil again, and then our first round of contenders matches will take place at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, right here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. Pardon me while I look for my phone charger. That's become a thing for me this week.
So what happened? Did you like receive a text and it went out?
What a guy. Funny guy.
I'm not happy about the situation, but I'm just.
Me neither.
That's what it seems like it's getting to.
That's what it's come down to. To be honest, though, it has charged well the last couple, I guess, days. Maybe the last day or so.
Well, that's good. We're trending in the right direction.
We are.
That's all we can ask.
I think I need to, but unfortunately, I need to treat it like you should treat like a gas tank in the car. Where I was told, try not to let it get down or pass, half a tank before you fill it up. But, I mean, who does that?
I was going to say, I feel you're, it's teetering past the empty sign. I'm that way too. I'm in no hurry to get the car filled up unless absolutely necessary, so. Missy Parkin looking for her first double. Threw some big strikes down the stretch against Amigera. To make it here on Extra Frame. Start this match with Team USA's and Junior Team USA member Stephanie Schwartz. Show a collegiate standout at Stephen F. Austin. Rocio Restrepo back at it. Took a lot of strikes those last two games to defeat two-time Queens champion Kelly Kulick. Starting with the front four against Brittany Smith.
Nice support section for Jessica Malott. A couple of teammates who competed this week, Lauren Pate, Sarah Willie. Lauren Pate was very close to making match play last night. Jessica's mom is here, always travels. Lauren's mother is here as well. Sarah's mom. And graduate assistant coach Matt Farber has been here all week as well, helping out. Probably figure, I mean, they're 2 for 2, so if we continue to support, probably good things will happen, and especially in this building.
Yeah, can't argue with success, and if you rock the McKendree purple, as we saw in the PWBA profile video in between the blocks of Shannon O'Keefe, talking about her favorite color. We've done a lot of winning here. Rocio, 6 in a row.
I mentioned it while you were briefly off headset, Aaron, during the Open. Just the how this could end up being like Rocio's story potentially if she makes a major run towards the title at some point here. And you know, I think, you know, it is what it is, right? She had to go through what she went through last night, got through it. All you can do is make it. She made it. Wasn't the way she would have liked to have made it, no doubt about that, but she made it. Made the best of her situation this morning. A tough match against Kelly Kulick. Got through. And now starts with the front six. I think, you know, she's realizes where she is and, you know, what it took to kind of get to this point, what it almost didn't happen. And probably, you know, obviously not trying to take or wants to take advantage of where she is. And really it's a place where she should have been, which is in the cut. Whether or not she would have won a match is obviously that would have been or something to be determined at the time, obviously. But she did win a match, and now she's on to round 2. And another tough match, of course, which is what you would expect at the Queens.
No gimmies.
No gimmies.
Hashtag.
We should have. we should start socialing that. Brittany Smith, someone who is in that conversation for potential Rookie of the Year this season on the PWA Tour. Shot 262 to move on. Shot that in game 3 in her early match. Against Caitlin Simpson.
Jamie Martin on 39 and 40 after a split that she was unable to convert in a frame 1. Has rattled off 7 strikes in a row in her match against Jody Western. Rocio now up at 26. You'll see her right there. Her first non-strike after 6 in a row. Nice shot there from Christina, making the necessary adjustments after the big 4 in the 5th. From way downtown. Serbinsky makes it 3 in a row. 5 out of the last 6.
Certainly has the makings of a good match here on 27 and 28. Two players originally from the state of Illinois.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Things I did not know.
Of course, Josie is from Vandalia, Illinois, which is a part of really southern Illinois, close to St. Louis. A relatively short drive from Lindenwood University. I know that just from personal experience.
Said the 2005 national champion.
Well, you should just go practice at their bowling center, at the Josie's parents, the family-owned center, Vandalia Bowl. Nice group of us would go up. Christina Zerbinski, formerly, of course, Christina Fromm, originally from Naperville, Illinois, which is a Chicago suburb. Of course, went on to Maryland Eastern Shore. She was first team All-American Rookie of the Year. Won some national titles and did not get the 9-pin to fall right there.
Wow. This game is mean from time to time.
It is. That was a very good shot.
Nobody into game number 2 yet. A battle of current and future Team USA going on in 35 and 36. A lot of strikes between Shannon Pluhowski and Julia Bond. Once again, live scoring accessible at bowl.com as well as pwba.com. Rocio, 8 out of 9. Can shoot a 279. Brittany Smith had a 4.9. She was unable to convert in the 9th frame to max out at 205.
Quality shot there from Missy Parkin.
Once again, winners in these matches done for the day. The opportunity to rest up. Folks who are unable to win will be back on the lanes later tonight. We'll have the first round of the contenders bracket, I believe at 5 p.m. Eastern for local time here in Baton Rouge. And the next round following at 7 Eastern. Rocio finishes up with 278. Zerbinski finishes up 207. Josie Ernest with all 3 in the 10th. Hyphen Barnes. Forgot the hyphen in the Barnes. 219. Amanda Fry shot 219 and holds a 5-pin lead over Nicole Bauer over on 33 and 34. Jamie Martin, 257 to 213 advantage on Jody Westner. High scoring affair between Diana Z and Jackie Carbonetto. Going to be 245 to potentially 237 with Diana having the advantage. It's on 11 and 12. Shampluhowski 253, Julie Bond 233. Over on 35 and 36. Textbook cover gives JEB the 209-207 advantage after one game. Restrepo 278, Brittany Smith 194, one pair to our left. Daniel McEwen 226, Melissa Van Dyke 159. Officially 245 to 237, Diana Z advantage over Jackie Carbonetto. Marissa Thomas, who we saw last round defeat Hall of Famer Tish Johnson, has the lead on Deandra Aspady 230 to 212 after game number 1. Jessica Malott 212 ahead of Liz Culkin 190. And Stephanie Schwartz the 9-pin advantage against 2011 champion Missy Parkin 224 215. Liz Johnson 255, Shannon Sellens 202, Juliana Franco 243, Alicia Current 180, Daria Payuk 258, Daria Kovalova 227. That's on 17 and 18. Dollar says someone named Daria wins that match.
I'll take that. Because I'm just going to call her Dasha. So you owe me $1.
The nonverbal expressions at the moment. Unfortunately cannot be captured on extra frame.
Am I right? But am I right though?
But I assure you they were
But
legendary.
Right, is do most not call her Dasha? So, just saying.
You are just saying. But when you look at the scoreboard,
we're talking about currency on the line.
Currency.
Talking about currency.
Jennifer King 215, Karen Boyd 207 as I attempt to change the subject. Shayna Ung 228, Amanda Green 203. The only match still left in game 1. They just finished. Shannon O'Keefe 220 ahead of Clara Guerrero 169. Some struggles for Guerrero, a longtime standout for the Colombian national team. I know it's early. It's only game 2. We're just early in it, but I feel 35 and 36 is just going to be one of those matches. Julia Bond and Shannon Pluhowski, 253 to 233. Pluhowski with the advantage, both of them starting with the front 3 here in game 2. Just have a feeling.
That would be one where I wouldn't wager. I would agree. Two competitors who don't really give much away.
Excellent point.
One just kind of beginning the career, essentially, and the other is still completely in the prime of hers. You know, we watched Julia Bond last year, not at a professional event, but in a similar match or format. 3 games. Or no, it was best of 3, right?
Nope, it was 3 games.
Was it 3 games total pinfall?
3-game total pinfall.
At last year's Intercollegiate Singles Championships. And lost to Emily Eckhoff, who went on to defend her title. 7. We'll have to get the exact numbers, but it was a 10-pin deficit. She lost by 10, and it was at least 790 to 780 or 780 to 770, something just ridiculous.
Including one of the...
It was 300, 290?
300 to 290 game 2. Just, yeah, that was something else. That was...
Never seen anything like it.
You just kind of shake your head the whole time like, whoa. 782 to 772, the official tally there. Unfortunately, someone did have to be on the losing end of that, and that's one of the things when we kind of talk about it, it's not necessarily, the score isn't as important as long as it's more than what your opponent has. 770 is going to win 99% of the time. That was the 1% where it did not. That was actually a rematch as well of the 2015 title match, which Eckhoff also won. That's how she defended the title. Defeated Julia in the championship match, 237 to 182. Both players going 4 consecutive strikes and for a 9 spare in the 5th, over on 35 and 36. Missy up the hill for the double, down 9 pins heading into game number 2. She's gonna have a chance. Nice cover, Christina. Talking about the Intercollegiate Singles Championships, Stephanie Schwartz has made it to the semifinals of that event the past 2 years. The one in 2017 taking place right here at the Raising Cane's River Center back in April. She ended up losing her opening match to the eventual champion Sydney Brummett. I think it's pretty cool that out of the 3 competitors who made that show, who came back to bowl the Queens, all of them made match play. Stephanie, the only one to win her opening match, though. Sydney Brummett falling to Clara Guerrero, and Taylor Baltice falling to Deandra S. Beatty. Hey, yo, guy, 35-6. Identical scoreboard through 7. So Julia left a 10-pin in the 8th. We'll see if Shannon can continue on when she gets up. Shot there from Josie, making it a double. Zerbinsky has struck her last 2 times on 27. Trying to get the look again on 28. Brittany Smith looking to gain some pins back against Rocio Restrepo. 5 out of 6 strikes to start for the 2015-2016 Collegiate Player of the Year. You get to see at least part of Brittany Smith's shot on 26 coming up here in a moment. This is her 7th frame. There she is. And gets him to crumble. So we get into game 3, we'll also move the cameras around a bit as matches progress, get closer. Obviously, if we have a dramatic finish going on, we'll do our best to capture it. Missy taking care of the washout. See if Christina can do the same. Got the strike on 28. That shot got left to target. Oh, right around it. Melissa Van Dyke, 6 strikes in a row after an open in the 2nd frame in her match against Danielle McEwen. Trying to gain some pins back for the finale. 159 to start for Melissa. Danielle is at 226. Rocio after 278, now trending in the wrong direction. Connected for a Brooklyn strike in the 7th frame, and now looking at 210 in the 8th, the over adjustment, if you will.
That's a good example of how 3-game total pinfall matches work. Wow. That was awkward. That was a weird hit.
Like, I didn't catch that right when it hit. Like, it was in the vision, but it wasn't the focus. Just things happen like that. You just notice it, and they're like, I'd like to see it again on replay. Just amazing how quickly the reaction can go away. Rocio needs to make a move, needs to make a ball change, something. As her opponent, Brittany Smith, keeps striking. Jody Wessner and Jamie Martin going to be the first one to finish up game 2. Jamie Martin's going to hold the lead, just a matter of by how much. Martin with the big 257 to start. Wessner has been consistent. 213, 216. Going to need a few more strikes if her opponent keeps that up.
Looked like a 4-9. Essentially in the 10th frame for Julia Bond. So she finishes with back-to-back opens, 9th and 10th, to shoot 213.
Brittany Smith had a chance to go up in the 10th, strike out for 279, and return the favor to Rocio. After Restrepo shot 278 in game 1, left a 10-pin covered up. She can max out 258 now. Max score for Restrepo 183, so essentially erasing that deficit. Zerbinski with the miscue on the single pin in the 9th. Ernest Barnes can really put some distance between them here with a strong 9th and 10th, working on a strike. 483 to 429. Jamie Martin advantage over Jody Wessner. Amanda Fry 409. Nicole Bauer 360. That's on 33 and 34. Big open in the 10th for Melissa Van Dyke, working on a lot of strikes in a row. Could have gotten to the 260s, dropped her score into the 230s. In her match against Danielle McEwen. McEwen up 449 to 393. That would have been a 20-pin match or so. She was able to close it out. Shamplowski takes advantage of the open in the 10th from Julia Bond. Strikes out for 234. Bond 213, 487 to 446. Brittany Smith takes the lead after being down more than 80 pins the game before. Restrepo finishes up with 168. Close match, Brittany Smith 452, Rocio 446. 217 for Ernest Barnes, gets her to 426. Max for Zerbinski 181. Missy can get to 219. Does so. 434 to 421. Parkin now with the lead by 13 over Stephanie Schwartz. Marissa Thomas holding on to the lead against Deandra Aspady, 431 to 417. So Marissa Thomas starts her day by defeating a PWBA and USBC Hall of Famer. Fresh off a graduation at Bellarmine. And now putting the 2012 champion on the ropes through 2. See if she can hold her off. Take the rest of the day off. .426 to 377. Josie Ernest Barnes leading Christina Zerbinski. Shannon O'Keefe 457. Clara Guerrero 405. Over on 15 and 16. This is the second round of match play. Winners bracket edition here at the 2017 USBC Queens. They're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. At the Raising Cane's River Center. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. and Jason Thomas. Going to have a re-oil after this round. Welcome back competitors in the elimination bracket. Close match on 31 and 32. Liz Culkin, 415, and Jessica Malott, 410. Serbinsky made a ball change on the fill. Gonna stick with it to start. Game number 3, delivers the strike. Down 49 pins against Barnes. Liz Johnson up 475 to 409 against Shannon Sellens. Diana Z 448, Jackie Carbonetto 409. Juliana Franco 448, Alicia Current 342. It's probably the biggest advantage for any of the competitors out here. More than 100 pins for Franco. Stephanie Schwartz starting off with 3 in a row. Missy unable to get the strikes going here in the early going of game 3. Kovalova jumps into the lead against Payuk, 468 to 439. Shayna Ung, 431. Amanda Green, 379 on 19 and 20. Jennifer King and Karen Boyd separated by 2 pins. King at 390, Boyd 388. And I think that's everybody. Rocio making better shots there. Now into game 3 after a rough game 2. He's a 9-pin in the 4th after recording her first strike in frame 3. Definition of a back and forth match. 25 and 26. Rocio with the haymaker. Out of the gates, 278, grabs an 80-pin advantage. Brittany gives one of her own. Shoots 258 to follow it up. Some struggles for Restrepo. Smith gains the 6-pin advantage heading into the finale. How about Stephanie Schwartz?
Nice shot there. She's got 4 in a row to start. Trailing Missy again by 13 and Parkin with 4 consecutive spares. Another good match. Shannon O'Keefe and Clara Guerrero are the top 2 seeds at a couple of events last season. One being the Pepsi PWA Lincoln Open, for example. O'Keefe leads by 52. Again, follow along on live scoring. Schwartz looking for 5 in a row. And 2-4-5. Puhalski Bond. Shannon 3-bagger, spare strike, and the 6th. Restrepo strikes in the 5th frame. Jamie Martin with the double on the in pair. That was a powerful strike from Marissa Thomas. Missed it. It was off camera, but we certainly heard it. She's got 3 in a row out here getting it done. Taking on Deandra Hasbeatty. Spare from Malott. 5-pin match after 2 games between Culkin and Malott. And Restrepo, trouble in the 6th frame. Greek Church. Almost made it. She got the count. Danielle McEwen clean through 7 frames. The advantage over Melissa Van Dyke. Parkin trying to find the strike zone. Well, that one a little bit inside. 4-6-7. She'll take the count.
Oh, goodness. Brittany Smith gets a break, tripping the bucket into a 5-pin and then unable to convert. Gives the open right back to Restrepo. Now an 8-pin match through 6. That was the longest 7-pin ever left by Josie. Jamie Martin putting the finishing touches on what's going to be another victory. She gets ready for the 10th frame. Just a matter of final score. Jody Wessner will be back on the lanes a little bit later tonight. We'll get a break though from the next round. Schwartz showing the emotion. NTCA Player of the Year in 2016 while it's Stephen F. Austin. Leading them to the NCAA title as well. Marissa Thomas 6 in a row after an open in the 2nd frame. Her match against Deandra Aspady. Was up 14 against the 2012 champ heading into the final game. .719 for Jamie Martin. Been consistent all day, all tournament.
She has been very good.
Matching up to this 41-foot pattern, and pretty much at every stage so far has seen the moves. It's been very, very impressive. Missy collects her first strike here in the 8th frame. Schwartz can really put up an exclamation mark here. Strikes in the 8th and the 9th. I think we have to go 25 and 26 pretty soon here.
Yeah, I agree.
Amanda Fry collects the victory 607 into 550 over Nicole Bauer. Jamie Martin 719 to 644 over Joey Wessner. I'm going to go do that. So get the camera set up. The 9th and 10th frame, 25 and 26.
All right, 7-pin for Schwartz in the 9th. Puhalski shoots 702. 215 on the in. So Shannon has now shot 700 in both of the matches this morning. She shot 729 versus New Way Finn, and now 702 versus Julia Bond. Good effort there from Julia Bond, but it's Puhalski. And for her 6 games.
So here's Restrepo. 9th frame working on a strike. Okay, to take the advantage in the match.
The hop. Zerbinski. One more in the 10th off camera. Puhalski 238.5 in her 6 games today.
It's sizable.
Come a lot. Pretty close match here.
This is Restrepo stepping up. First shot of the 10th, working on a double. She can max out at 216. Max score for Brittany Smith, 198. Restrepo was down 6 to start the match.
Excellent shot there.
We've seen her struggle a little bit for what we have come to expect from Rocio, but has found it when she's needed it. Double in the 10th yesterday, just enough count to earn a spot.
Match between Jennifer King and Karen Boyd.
So strike here for Rocio pretty much wraps it up. Just need some count. Could become interesting if she gets some count here. That is some count. We can have a tie. With the spare, Rocio would be at 204. Brittany Smith could strike out for 198. That would be the 6 pins. So first things first for Rocio. She convert the spare. Cannot lose in regulation. Brittany Smith throw all 3 strikes. to get to a matching 650. 661 to 589. Josie Ernest Barnes defeats Christina Zerbinski. Stephanie Schwartz is going to advance against 2011 champion Missy Parkin. Shoots 255 in the final game. Here's Brittany Smith, needs it. No doubter. Marissa Thomas, 667 to 622. Puchowski, 702 to 645 over Julia Bond. 676, 621, the final total in the Schwartz-Parkin match. McCune, 666 to 620 over Melissa Van Dyke. Shannon O'Keefe is going to advance over Clara Guerrero. Juliana Franco over Alicia Current. Right now, Brittany Smith, a must-strike situation. That's left at target. And does not get the break. And will fall short. Rocio. Crazy final few games here between yesterday and today. But is going to make her way through. 650 to 640 victory. Liz Culkin and Jessica Malott. Now featured here, Malott's going to step up first in the 10th. She was down 5. She can strike out to get to 193. Culkin cannot be shut out. She will have the opportunity to win this regardless of what Jessica does with her 10th frame. Pretty good shot, leaves the 4. Diana Z, 696 to 609 victory over Jackie Carbonetta. 716, 621 Shannon O'Keefe over Clara Guerrero. Big 279 from Dasha Kovalova.
She's 747.
747.
Keefe shot 716. Clara 6 to 621. Well, Jessica Malott threw 2 really good shots, 8-pin, 4-pin. Opposite lanes. She's thrown it well. Talked about her game a little bit during qualifying. Liz Johnson will advance with Shannon Sellens. The other close match. Oh, 3 really good shots for Malott. The other close match there was Karen Boyd and Jennifer King. My tally is correct. Jane King needs a mark.
Got a strike. Liz Culkin, big strike there. Needed pretty much any kind of mark to advance, stay in the winner's bracket. Made the show in 2015. Culkin going at 2-0. Going to get the rest of the day off. And for good measure, takes care of the spare. Jennifer King 601 to 561. Winner, Shayna Ung 624, 605 over Amanda Green.
All right, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. Our first round contenders matches will hit the lanes, and then, of course, at the conclusion of that round, our first bowlers will be eliminated from the competition. So, until then, we shall see you soon for Aaron Smith and Jason Thomas. This is Emil Williams Jr. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. You're watching the 2017 USBC Queens Bowl TV on Extra Frame.